Alright, let's try this again. Hello, everyone. I am back again, this time with an action figure review of the Square Enix Bring Arts line Riku Kingdom Hearts 3 figure. Little fun fact, I used to do figure reviews on this channel a whole lot. I just stopped because they just got to be too much of a hassle. Also, I just stopped buying figures that people wouldn't want to watch videos about anyway. But my good friend Nick actually went to Japan and got me this Riku figure. This figure isn't out in North America yet, technically, but you can buy them off of Japanese stores like AmiAmi and just have them shipped there. But you could go my route as well and just get them straight from Japan. So he was able to give that to me a couple days ago. So thank you, Nick. Now we can take a look at the Riku figure. So this guy is super awesome. I guess I could show you the box real quick. I promise I won't take long. It's really nothing to write home about. Oh, and apologies for the lighting. I've been having trouble with my lamp, so I'm not even gonna bother with that. So I just turned the flashlight on my phone, so the close-up shots might be a little bit too bright, but it does its job. So here is the packaging for the Riku figure. It comes in the same type of kind of regal-looking packaging that the Sora figures come with. On the inside, you can see it's this repeating pattern of the Kingdom Hearts symbols. Same thing on the sides of it. On the back is some promo shots of the figure. They kind of use the same backgrounds that they use for the Sora ones. Just kind of exemplify that the Bring Arts line is just a portable version of a Play Arts figure, so kind of makes it look tiny. Like, I remember that the Sora one was sat next to a mug just to exemplify how small the figures are. Bunch of Japanese text. So let's just go back to the figure. That's really all there is. It's nice packaging. I like it. But nothing to write home about. Here's the figure. Really, really nice detail on him. Again, sorry for the close-up shots being too bright. I can't control the flashlight. Maybe once I replace my lamp, I'll do more of these, but no promises. The face itself is done pretty well. Although I will say that in the promo shots, the eyes were a little bit bigger. These ones, the sculpt on his face kind of make his head look a little bit too chubby, I would say. His face just looks a little bit too chubby. The eyes just seem a little bit more smaller, kind of a little more dead. I don't know. It's a nice silver color on his hair, by the way. It's not pure white. It's actually a silver color with some shading going on in the back, which you can kind of see in the video, but it looks a lot better in person, trust me. It's just the lighting I'm using is really bad. Once again, apologies. Moving on to the rest of them. Oh, by the way, his head just pegs on there, like so. The figure's heads are kind of loose, but we'll go over that in articulation. Going over the rest of the figure. Sorry if I'm holding it at kind of an angle. I'm kind of using a terrible setup for camera. You can tell I'm not really prepared right now. The sculpting on this figure is very, very nice. I like the quality of the Bring Arts figures a whole lot, actually. They've done a really good job at translating the Square Enix characters. To be fair, I haven't played the game. Obviously, it's not out, but it looks really nice, and it's a pretty simple design, but they managed to make it, translate it very well. There's some shading going on, and you can tell in the back with the crease lines right there. This jacket piece is kind of a soft plastic, so it doesn't hinder the articulation. And there's not a lot of color to him, honestly. Like, there's the primary ones, just like the white shirt, black jacket, blue pants. There's some little details though going on, like the little straps on his pants are a different shade of black. They're shiny. Same thing with like the straps going on with the shoes, and then the main part of the boot is actually the same matte finish as the rest of the figure. As far as paint detail goes, it's really well. Although mine right here, you can probably tell right there, kind of messy. I don't know if that's intentional or maybe this is a bootleg. I'm not sure. I don't think it is. If so, it's a really good bootleg. But I haven't seen that specific detail on anyone else's figure. Any of the reviews that I've seen online. Granted, my figure has detail in places where others I've seen have like messy paint on them. But the figure has some really nice details. Get like little gold buttons right there. And the plaid is actually, it's not a pattern. It looks like it looks like it's painted on like one color by color, so it can get a little bit messy. But from far away, it doesn't look that bad, and it's a little hard to tell if you're really paying attention to it. Before we go to articulation, however, let's go over to the accessories. Now, of course, the main accessory that he comes with is his keyblade called Braveheart. The blade itself is this nice metallic silver color, or gold, not gold, silver or gray color. And the hilt and the guards are the same matte black finish, and it's got like little, I guess, screws or rivets or whatever that are the same color as the rest of the blade. It's a real chain, and it's a different Mickey emblem than they use for the Kingdom Key. It's more rounded. Sorry, it's hard to focus. Let's see if I can do something about that. Yeah, it's more rounded, and it's a dark color. It's darker color than they use for the Kingdom Key. I'm glad that Square Enix is using a real chain for this. I hope that in future iterations, maybe they'll come out with like a weapon arts like they did last time with like the Keyblades. I would love that. Attachment of like the hands to the Keyblade is actually really easy. This comes in 2 pieces. You just pull right there, and you can see that that this part comes off. Makes it easier to put the hand in it. Speaking of which, Riku comes with 3 sets of hands. He's got a set of closed fist hands. One of them is already on the figure, which you see right there. And here's the other one. He comes with a gesturing hand. It's kind of like a really open, like from the intro of the game, like, oh, follow me, like from Kingdom Hearts 1. Sorry, it's kind of blurry. He's like, oh, you know, with his hand out in the water and everything. He's got a hand to hold the Keyblade, which, you know, it's held at an angle, which kind of makes sense because I assume this Keyblade's really heavy. So, by default, he holds the Keyblade at an angle, like so. And again, you just slide it in through the Keyblade like that. Where is it? I lost it. There it is. And then you just insert it back into the little pegs. Oh, I guess it only goes in one way. I never noticed that. And there you go. And to swap out the hands, you just pop them out like that. Like so. There you go. And the last set of hands he comes with, these really relaxed hands, which if I could get them out of the little packaging, they look like that. And you can see that the hands are painted really well. I've seen people who have the hands in, like, the paint on it's really messy. Just the black fingerless gloves bleeds onto the fingers. But I was pretty lucky with mine. You can see that it's got like different colored grips on the inside of his palm, which is a different color from the rest of the glove. It was really nice. It came out really nice. The last accessory he comes with, which, if I can get it out, there you go, is an alternative head, which is just the same head, but with his eyes closed, which you can see kind of emotes in the promo shots. It looks really nice. Actually, I'm actually digging this alternative head. The Sora one comes with an angry face, which is not all that different from his regular happy face, which I kind of dig this better. You know, kind of shows, you know, he's more calm, more, I don't know, it has a bit more emotion than just an angry face. Now that we're hitting almost a 10-minute mark, let's go ahead and do the articulation. I mentioned earlier that the head is kind of loose, and I feel like that's a trend with Bring Arts figures, because this is the second one I've gotten, and they both kind of do the same thing. I assume it has something to do with the fact that it's a peg in the hole. I don't know, it's really hard to see. It's really hard to tell. It's a peg on a ball joint. And I feel like that's the part that makes it feel really loose. Like, it's not, but when you move it around, it feels really loose. Compared to the rest of the figure, which the joints feel really tight, it just feels weird. So the head is on a weird ball joint, ball peg. I assume that this neck piece moves, but it's kind of hard to get it to move. I know the Sora one comes with the same neck joint, but that one's way easier to move around for some reason. On the Riku one, it's a little bit harder to move. Shoulders are on a ball joint, actually on a ball hinge. So you see it's on a socket on the inside of the torso, but it's on a hinge at the shoulders. Oh, there goes the light again. It can go out that much. It actually helps it move up and down because of the ball joint, so you can like kind of rotate at the shoulder. So it goes all the way around. What was that? Oh, that's the hand. I was like, I felt something on my shoulder. Let's put that away for a second. Okay. He's got a swivel at the sleeve. I'm sure it goes all the way, although mine's kind of tight, so I'm not going to try to mess with that right now. It goes all the way around. He's got a single joint at the elbow, goes at more than a 90-degree angle. No low upper arm articulation, but he does have a ball hinge at the wrist, which connects the hand to it, so you can move the hand in all sorts of different ways and according to that ball hinge. He's got an ab crunch. It's on a ball joint as well. He's got hip rotation. So it's just this, he comes in like 3 separate pieces. Like waist articulation, I guess what you would call it, is also on a ball joint. It's a floating cod piece right here, so it's really, really soft. Does not hinder the articulation at all. The legs, you can really see it's on a ball joint. So, you know, it has a pretty good range of motion like that. It can go forward this much. It can go back that much. The knees are on a single joint. Goes at about a 90-degree angle. No boot swivel, but he does swivel at the foot. Moves up and down. And he's got ankle rockers on a separate joint. All in all, it's a pretty posable figure. What are you gonna, you know, no complaints there. It's a pretty posable figure. The joints feel pretty sturdy as well. Oh, the last bit of articulation, the last piece of accessory that I forgot to mention actually was he comes with a stand. This is not the same stand that he comes with. This is the one from the Sora figure. But the Sora figure, for whatever reason, comes with a huge, like, this crane is really, really long for the Sora figure. And this, of course, it's the first one in the line. They still don't know what they're doing yet. I actually find this stand to be a little bit poorer in quality because it comes with, like, ratchets, which is hard to tell because it's not focusing. But it comes with ratchets on there, so it locks it into place. It's going to hold it, but to move it, you have to unscrew it every single time. The Riku stand, the stand that comes with the Riku figure is actually more akin to a Figma stand, in that it's just a regular stand. It's more like a Bandai stand, actually, that from the Tamashii stages, but it comes with the same basic thing with the Kingdom Hearts heart base and the claw to hold the figure in place. All in all, it's a really good figure. I think it's a good fit. I'm glad that they're putting more Kingdom Hearts figures in the Bring Arts line, considering the fact that they started off with Sora, and I'm glad they're bringing Kairi in with it as well. There was a real fear that it was just going to be a clone of Sora's every single time. They announced the Guardian form Sora, and then they're going to do the Toy Story one, and then they showed off the Halloween and the Christmas one, and I'm just like, ugh, like, I love Sora, but I'm so tired of it. Give us more characters, please. The last thing I want to do is a little size comparison. One thing I found out is that I don't know if this is accurate in the game. I haven't seen any shots of them right next to each other, but the figures, it's posed a little bit, but you can kind of tell. Riku is a whole head taller than Sora. He doesn't even fit in the frame. He's a whole head taller than Sora. I know it's kind of hard to tell because my Sora figure is posed, but trust me, he's a whole head taller. This guy is pretty big compared to the rest of the cast, which I think is insane. But that's what the two figures look like right next to each other. Anyways, that's it for me. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Sorry for the wonkiness of it. I'm gonna see if I can get a better light setup, maybe buy more figures and see if I can do reviews of those. But let me know what you thought in the comments below, and if there's any specific figures you guys want me to review, I will try to get that for you. Just let me know in the comments. Anyways, that's it for me. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.